Hello and welcome everybody to another week of the Weeb Weekly. I am Nick C. Comedy, and I am joined out in a foreign place to himself by Jose, living it up in the Mile High City, visiting family. How you doing?
Yes, sir. I have been taking traveling to a whole new level. It is with family, so it's not completely irresponsible on my end. But I'm having a lot of fun here in Denver. It's my first time here in Colorado, so pretty excited to talk to you guys today.
Of course, and out of not traveling because he just moved, so he's just trying to get settled in at this point. I am joined by Mizu. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Can't wait to talk about what stuff we're gonna say.
We got a lot to talk about. It's a mini trailer mania this week. We had trailer mania. Someone told me on my stream today, favorite episode of all time was It's Trailer Mania. And I was like, wow, you like listening to us talk about minute and a half videos? That's incredible. We're just entertainers. But we got two trailers. But before we get into all of that, we got to talk Castlevania final season. We got to talk the new episode of MHA. And then only after that are we going to get into the new Demon Slayer trailer that we got and the Eternals trailer that we got. And I'm going to be real with you too. I'm going to need you to break the Eternals down for me. I'm looking at you, Jose. I'm looking at you, Mizu, because
We got you.
No idea what is going on there. But before we get into all of that, like I said, the anthology, the greatest, I'm going to say the greatest video game television adaptation ever created, closed its book. And I'm honestly, I got a little shiver talking about it because Castlevania is and has been for a long time like one of my favorite TV shows of all time. And like now that it's like watching Hunter x Hunter finish again, and it ended so beautifully and so well, and it was so well written, and the action was so well mounted. It was incredible. And Jose, you put on your streaming big boy pants. Me and Mizu were like, listen, we're caught up. We got to watch season 4, and then we're going to talk about it. And you're like, I have to watch all 4 seasons.
Yes, sir.
Did your eyes roll over at any point, or were you were just strapped in?
Not at all. I was strapped in. So I used to play the games. So funny story. One of the first games I ever bought was in my my Game Boy. I bought a version. It was like a modified version of one of the first Castlevania games with Leon in it.
Bootleg?
Yeah, but
got it off the corner.
Yeah, but it was a fun experience. I've always been in love with mythology, all sorts of mythology, as you guys know. So vampires, werewolves, warlocks, all that stuff. So the show is amazing. I had watched season 1, but I knew I had to put my big boy pants on for this.
Yep.
I got to season 4, episode 7. You guys can talk all you want. I will talk to up until what I know, which I know is going to be lit. And I'm ready for everything. I've seen Dracula die many times in the game. So if he comes back, if he doesn't, it does not faze me.
Well, so that's. I'm sorry. Actually, before I jump in, Mizu, I listen. I will talk ad nauseum about this television show, but Mizu, I need to know how you felt about the season.
Honestly, just to let y'all know, I actually started watching it like earlier this month. So I've been watching it since the beginning. Like I just recently watched it. Yes.
So you both put the big boy pants on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, but I had
Mizu gets the credit.
But I had more time than he did.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
Luckily, I stumbled upon Netflix. So I was just like, why not? I'll watch Castlevania.
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot. And wow. And you're right. It is the best video game to movie or TV show adaptation I've ever seen.
It's so good. It's so good. It's and the thing is, and we talked about this last week, is there's so much lore and it can get convoluted within the games. And they just chose all of the right aspects to follow into, to get into. And so I'm sitting there and I'm starting season 4 and it's opening up, and I just forgot like how dark season 3 was. It opens up and it's like, we lived your life for a couple weeks, like Cypher, like, and now we're living my life. And I just remembered like an entire village got burnt down as a sacrifice to try to bring back Dracula for like no specific reason. And I was like, I forgot of how dark this show was and how gory it was. And it's just so incredible. But like the thing is, so many plot lines were like opened and closed perfectly during the duration of the season. And what I really enjoyed personally was the opening of Striga and her love interest.
I know what you're talking about.
Morana.
Miranda or whatever.
And them talking about their doubts for their sister, and the way that they seeded the conflict into that family because she was overreaching, and now I'm spacing what her name was as well. I have so many notes. Carmilla, yes.
Yeah.
And so I like, did you guys like how, like, do you feel like a lot of the storylines were closed effectively? I know, Jose, you're not done yet, but like Mizu, did you?
Absolutely. And honestly, the one thing I do like what they do with Castlevania, though the story is centered around, Trevor Belmont's Saya and Alucard to a point, it doesn't really feel like they're the center of the story per se. No. It feels like, for those who don't watch Game of Thrones, it feels to me like Game of Thrones, because in Game of Thrones, yes, we know like Jon Snow, everybody, he's like the poster boy of the show, but in the actual show itself, there's no real main character, to the point where there's no main character that they made like a poll decide on who was the main character. Yeah. And they based it off of who had the most interaction with the most characters, and it turned out to be Tyrion. But anyway, that's why I got this feel from Castlevania, that yes, we had like a central group, but overall there were so many things going on in different locations that it was just wonderful.
Jose, I mean, you haven't finished it, but do you like the way that overall, like,
so far?
Yeah.
Of course. And I think, honestly, the biggest surprise for me was the amount of growth for some of the characters that I thought were going to be static since they were first introduced, specifically Isaac.
Isaac.
Oh my God, bro. Isaac is the crown jewel of this show.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Especially in season 4.
Exactly.
No, honestly, no, don't say that. Jose, don't say that. It's just a fact. Yeah. It's a fact that Isaac is the best, well-developed character in the entire Castlevania series.
Yeah,
big facts.
I would accept no debate.
No debates in this one. So So the thing that I was gonna say is that, like, obviously, like, I'm at the point where like most of the characters have like made decisions on who they want to be and what they want to like aspire to.
That was a big theme of the season.
Yeah, because Striga and Miranda decided to like go together. We finally got to see a glorious end for Carmilla, which we all knew it. We all knew it was gonna happen, bro.
That fight scene was so dope,
dude. When you get somebody that has so much, she was basically like Majin Vegeta, but like instead of destroying, she wanted to eat.
So she final flashed herself.
Yeah, but she final flashed herself, and like I understand how, like, the way that they did it made so much sense. Because she was not gonna let herself be like destroyed by a mortal.
You don't deserve my blood.
But I will say that, like, I was pleasantly surprised at how they took it, because I thought it was gonna be, like the typical triad explanation, right? So we got like the Belmont, we got the Bernades, and we got the Alucard, like 3 people from 3 different walks of life, and it's gonna be like the typical Harry Potter storyline where they grow up together and they do all these things together. It's like, nope, they all face different challenges. Some of like 2 of them get together. Another one is like depressed in his own like castle. He starts the sins of the father came to mind.
Starts impaling people.
Yes, and I absolutely love it. I'm absolutely psyched to see the last 2 episodes and to talk about everything that happened during this amazing wild ride with you guys today.
So, I mean, I think it's fairly obvious that we could say that Mizu's favorite character is probably Isaac.
Yes, absolutely. I'm just gonna be honest. When I first saw him, I was just like, "Wait, who is this dude?" And I remember in the game he was originally white.
Really?
I was like, "Who is this?" Yeah, in the original games, he's a white guy.
Oh, yeah, I like him so much more as a black guy. Yeah.
But here's the thing: they actually based it off the voice actor himself.
Oh, okay.
So they designed what Isaac looked like in the show based off the actual voice actor.
Oh yeah,
and
bro.
So I was just like, I was sitting here, I'm not gonna lie, my first thought was, what is this like black dude doing in the middle of Eastern Europe?
Yeah.
And then
how did he get there?
And then the way he came off, the way how he was dedicated to Dracula, just his whole entire presence, just like, okay, this is different. And as the story progressed, as the story progressed, the more and more I was just like obsessed with his story. I'm just like, hey, I was like, hey, I don't really care about you, Trevor. What is Isaac doing right now?
Exactly. Cut me over to the Forge Master. So his voice actor, and I'm gonna butcher this, Adeto Kumbo McCormack. He does look exactly like him. Sierra Leonean actor. That's crazy. I never knew that. That's super, super cool. But no. So I was gonna segue into saying, so we know who your favorite character is, and he is very well written. Who is your favorite character? Who has emerged as your favorite character, Jose?
Oh, it's a dual threat. I guess Isaac is definitely like my like if I were to pick one, like just you asked me to pick one, it's definitely Isaac. And the next question that I will segue into is, what are your favorite Isaac moments, at least in the series?
Okay.
But like I will say definitely Isaac, and surprisingly Dracula.
Saint Germain. Oh.
No, Dracula, bro. Because like because we get several different versions of Dracula in the game. It is fairly
he's complex. He's really complex.
And it's a fairly faithful adaptation, right? Because he's obviously spent centuries being the Lord of Darkness. He's been alone, he's been accompanied, like he's faced everything, right? And like meeting this woman, which I think has the same name as the game, for
Lisa.
Lisa. I think it's the same name. I don't like physically remember that one. But basically, like, this completely changes who he is. And while he like that sense of loss, you don't see it in other adaptations of Dracula. No, because like if you look at Bram Stoker's Dracula, which had what's his name? The oh my god, Winston
Nosferatu?
Churchill. No, Winston Churchill, the actor. I forgot his name.
Winston Churchill, the actor.
Yeah, like the guy that played Winston Churchill in The Darkest Hour. I'll look at it right now, because I know I want to say his name, because like Gary Oldman. Oh my god,
he played Winston Churchill.
Yeah. He won an Oscar.
He got he got big for the role. Yeah, yes, sir.
So he played a really menacing version of Dracula in Bram Stoker's Dracula, which was one of the adaptations. And we also had a Dracula series in Netflix, which for those of you that saw it, it's a direct adaptation of Bram Stoker's Dracula. And there's so many different versions, right? The Tormented Soul, the Egomaniac, the Scholar. There's so much. And like I thought this one and embodied all of them at the same time, because you saw his rage, you saw his sorrow, you also saw vengeance. Yes, the scientific aspect with which I think is a lot, is sometimes it flies over people's heads, because this is a person that lived for thousands of years and has acquired a repository of knowledge from all the civilizations. Like he's seen empires rise and fall, and he's been at the center of it. But I do like that final moment where he's like, Lisa, I'm killing my boy. Like, is this why is it even worth living anymore? He just succumbs to his inevitable doom. That just felt like a sense of catharsis for me. It's like, wow, this person has seen everything and died multiple times over, and in his son's room, his son's
bedpost. And the fight scene that comes before that, Alucard versus Dracula, is one of the best animated fight scenes I've seen just ever. Outside of like maybe Fate Apocrypha. I'm gonna say I'm basic. My favorite character is Trevor, or Cypher. I love them both. But
Cypher's awesome.
So so we can get into those Isaac moments. But I think what this season did uniquely better than all the other seasons was the fight scenes.
Oh yeah,
we had Striga and Day Armor, which was so savage. And we had Carmilla versus Isaac. We had basically in the final fight scene. I guess I'm gonna spoil it for you here, Jose. They quite literally fight death. They literally fight death, and it is incredible. And then Trevor versus the Russian assassin, like war maniac, like so good. What was your guys' like number one fight scene out of this season?
Mizu, let me know.
That is hard, because there were a lot of good ones. But if I had to go for like just personal, for me, it has to be Isaac versus Carmilla, because I love Isaac but I absolutely hated Carmilla. Like
yeah,
the way she was treating
Battle of Good and
Hector,
Bad.
the way she went about things, which I understand from her story background, it makes sense. However, I just could not stand her character. To see Isaac walk up those stairs and fight Carmilla, and mind you, Isaac just holding his own for a mortal man.
Just the human,
Bro.
just the human. Like Trevor Belmont.
He's a Forge Master. Come on, he's a Forge
but like,
Master.
all right, Trevor Belmont can hold his own because he has been trained to do so for years. You know, like Isaac is like he makes the creatures. He doesn't box them. Like keep going, Mizu.
And I just think that whole part was fantastic. And of course, it made me upset that she of course gave into like, of course, she's gonna kill herself and not let Isaac do it. But overall, however, iconically throughout the entire series has to be Trevor versus Death. That whole fight was fantastic, visually stunning.
Throwing the dagger together with all the pieces, like he's running towards him. That was incredible.
Visually, most stunning thing, that was the crown jewel fight for me.
And the best part was they built up, like it was like little nuances. Like he would be like, no wonder they kept this dagger. Like no wonder they kept it in pieces, you know, because it was like a walking like nuke. You know, once he finally collected all those magical pieces. What about you, Jose?
I have two that come to mind. Obviously the Carmilla Isaac battle is my favorite because it had so much nuance to it, bro. When Isaac is walking up the flight of stairs that are just drenching in blood.
Shout out to Hector, first off. Dude, shout out to Hector for opening up that gate.
Yes, sir. And then like he sees his own reflection and like knows what he has to do.
Yep.
It just blew my mind. But bro, that initial battle, like that final battle versus Dracula, where you see everything that both like all people can throw at him, it's ridiculous. Because like if you think about it, like so for those of you that like know the games, the Morningstar Whip is known as the vampire killer in the name in the games, and it's been consecrated and it's basically meant to kill all the forces of darkness. And the way that Dracula just tanks it, and it's like the Morningstar Whip, clever, but I'm not ordinary, but I am no ordinary vampire.
But I am Vlad Dracul Tepesh.
And the fact that he takes on each one like in their like natural element. So like he fights off Belmont close and at distance. He fights off Alucard flying sideways, like going through the building. And
Wolf
then
form.
He also uses magic. That little like magma explosion that he did, like that.
Oh yeah, and Cypher has to stop. Yeah.
And Cypher was like she literally needed somebody like Trevor to like hold her back. It's like, hold me back, please.
Okay.
It was great. So Isaac, Carmilla, and then Dracula's final stand are my two.
I don't know if I can even call it a fight scene, but Striga. Okay, first off, if you guys didn't see my TikTok, first off, I have a thing. I have a thing for large women. As a shorter man, I don't know why. It's a curse and a blessing. My girlfriend is 2.5 inches taller than me. Striga is a 7-foot vampire woman who was slicing people in half like they were white bread, and it was. Oh my God, it was incredible. It was literally so cool. And the best part about it is that you see her rage in the moment and you see like humans are fighting back, you know, but like, it's so well animated. They kind of changed up their animation style. I noticed it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of what they did with Beta Apocrypha. It's like this sloppy kind of characteristic animation where like, it's kind of jumbly, but at the same time, I kind of love it. It's not JJK, you know, it's not this like super clean, but it's almost like artistically sloppy. And I really like it cut scenes.
I was gonna say it vaguely reminded me of JJK.
Really?
At least so like I'm specifically referencing some of the scenes where like Yuji is finally like using his cursed energy, and it, like the screen kind of cuts to that like where the action lines are like visible in his face, like the black action lines, like that, like it when she's slicing through the people, it just felt like that, like not like choppy, but like definitely it looks like animation, not like super smooth like a video game or something.
Yeah.
Like that. And I really like that you mentioned that because it's really unique how they changed the visual element, the visual style for different fight scenes. How about you, Mizu?
Honestly, I feel like that type of art style doesn't get enough love in my opinion, because I like the kind of the slappiness, because it's more for
motion. It shows motion.
Definitely, it shows like fluid motion because I've been seeing a lot more anime do that. You know, JJK, My Hero Academia,
Mob Psycho does it really well.
Recently, One Piece has been doing it too, and it's just elevated One Piece even more with the way it's doing it. And they also done it in Black Clover as well. So honestly, I love it. So when they were doing it throughout this season, especially versus Isaac versus Carmilla, we saw some streaks of it like that, and of course later on with Trevor versus Death. So honestly, I want to see more of it.
Yeah, same. I actually have some One Piece things to talk about to you later. So we're getting into it. I was writing down these notes. I was like, Misa's gonna fucking love this. I'm very excited. But yeah, no, it was really, really incredible. And so all right, we've beaten around the bush too long. Isaac is an incredible character, and I really think he is. I mean, Trevor is the winner. I'd say I wrote down Vlad and Lisa are the winners. They finally got what they deserved. They got a second chance at life, and that's incredible, and I think they deserve it. But I think outside of Prince Zuko, you know what they're trying to do with Bakugo right now too, ironically. Outside of Prince Zuko, and I don't even know who else, like these characters that start off as these shills, these like, I guess like corporate like shills that give their everything to what is arguably the bad guy of the arc, and then slowly through interactions with others find their identity and then transfer that identity to something very useful. That is what we saw out of Isaac. And I think it was a really, really interesting way that he was talking to the Night Beast. And he was like, listen, like this city was destroyed by me because I wanted to kill the Mad Wizard. And he was like, but one day if we create it, other people will find this city. You know, if we fix it, other people will find the city. And it was a really interesting look at destiny, because he was like, listen, you can change your stripes. You know, I was born to be a forge master. I hated humanity. And now here I am fixing cities for humanity, because I may have been created to destroy like a night beast, but now I am changing my stripes to create, to fix, to live, you know? And I can't think of a better example of that other than like Prince Zuko.
Which is funny that you bring that up, is because I was looking up some more stuff about the show and the lore behind the video games. Is that Hector and Isaac, how they use their Force Master powers are actually kind of different. They even say that Hector resurrects while Isaac brings back from the dead. When Hector makes
a night creature, it is like reborn, and it has no malice depending on how Hector is. But when Isaac brings someone back, it burns, it hurts them. It's bringing someone's soul back from hell. And I thought that was interesting. And the funny thing is with that, he has the most, like you can say, more darker Force Master powers, yet he's using his power
for good.
Or especially when having that conversation with one of the Night Beasts saying, but we are creatures of hell. We are meant to destroy, as you were saying. And he's just like, and he reads a verse from the Quran, because I've seen it before, where it is said that one day hell will be emptied out. Everyone in hell will be emptied out, and you'll be used as warriors for conquest. And I thought that was interesting that they brought it up. And he, of course, on top of that, I like how they also made Isaac a Sufi Muslim, which is interesting. But I thought that was just pretty cool, the little tidbits here or there, especially compared to Hector.
Because, you know, we talked about Yasuke, and we talked about how, like, you know, we're not getting like specifically a lot of like really cool, like in important, well-written like characters of color within anime or animated TV shows. And I think he is the perfect example. You know, like he's the perfect example that you can make something that, like, I guess like some societies would consider fringe, write it very well, base a personality off it, but like at the same time, like give him character development that brings him into the forefront, and therefore like creates understanding around, you know, being a Black Muslim and like things like that, and the kind of like morals or life decisions that would lead you to, you know. So I think he's a fantastic example of a well-written character, and I love him. I mean, Jose, do you have anything on it?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, my favorite moments from the series are his monologues. So like the one that stuck out to me like the most was the one where he's in the library talking to the statue of the mad wizard.
He's like, I
where
killed
he's saying,
you.
bro, and the thing he says
Sick.
is like, I've always felt like the knife, and now I feel more like the hand. So like,
cool.
I do have it's his internal monologue of making the realization that I do have control over who I am. I don't have to be a slave to my past. And he said, I have agency to see what I want to see in the world, and him recognizing his power and his responsibility, not just as a forge master, but as like a human in himself, because he was dedicated to the cause of killing all humans, and he had already accepted the fact that at some point that could mean him, that if Dracula would have completed his end game, Isaac and Hector would have been GGs. But he recognized that he was built for more. He was intended for more, and I really appreciate that. Obviously the final battle against Carmilla stands out. There wasn't that much talking, which I wanted to see a little bit more like philosophical, like back and forth of being like, you're wrong, like you've been, but he just said like, I would fear you all my life because of your ambition, because you're like, you cannot be stopped. You're just like Dracula, basically. Essentially, and he just said like, nah, it's time to call it quits.
Thanks for coming.
So definitely that, and I do agree with you and both of you that like this should serve as a perfect inspiration of how to genuinely and organically build up the personality, the backstory, and the conclusion to a story of a person of color, and make it like relatable.
Of course,
because he wasn't, for example, like he technically was a slave, but he was even more than that. He was completely devoted to the pastor that had like made him his scribe, and he still, to the point where he's in Dracula's inner circle, still tormented his own body in order to keep his mind focused on the goal. Like,
I forgot about that whip, that cat of nine tails.
Bro, you see a vampire, a Viking vampire that has seen a lot of things. Like, why do you do, like, not understanding how a person could do this? And like, he's like, bro, it keeps my mind, it keeps me at peace. And I'm like, yo, Isaac is on another level, bro.
Yeah, that's
especially when he killed, what's his name? Godbrand.
Oh, I forgot about that.
He was just like, so I heard that you and the other head vampires want to take down Dracula. And he's just like, yeah, I mean, we don't want to do it this way, but if you get in our way, we will. And he's like, I see. And then straight up kills Godbrand.
Just worked everybody. Yeah. No, I thought he was incredible. What was I gonna say? But you know who doesn't get enough love, in my opinion? Well, yes, Cypher. She's incredible. I have a talking point I need to ask you both about. Thank you for reminding me about Cypher. But my boy Hector, first off, voiced by Theo James, who is, in my opinion, the most attractive man on earth. But that's neither here nor there. Hector was scheming, and my heart broke for him so badly, because first off, if there is one woman from fiction that I would run away with into the sunset, it's Eleanor.
Lenore is
so me and Ray, we talked about it with Ray last week. I was like, I would have fallen for it. The ring would have gone on the finger. She would have got me. But like, he schemed to bring Dracula back as penance to Isaac, you know. And he had this whole plan. He worked it all under Carmilla's nose. He made the teleporter out of the broken hammers.
Yep.
He had Eleanor, dude. He had her. They were together. Isaac didn't kill her. Isaac didn't kill him. And it was all coming together. And on the scene, she was like, I think I want to see the sun you were talking about. And I was like, no, I love Eleanor so much. And just watching her walk into the sunlight broke me, dude. I cried. I cried so hard because Hector deserved love. He's been through so much shit.
Big facts.
I mean, I guess I'm more of a simp for Eleanor than others, most likely. But okay, all right. On to Cypher.
Yeah.
Hold on.
We gotta talk about Lenore. Lenore's really important. She was my favorite of the three vampires.
Oh, Lenore. I was saying Eleanor. Dyslexia in my brain.
No, it's all good, bro. Mizu, what were you gonna say?
I'm not gonna lie. Until that happened with Hector, I did not feel bad for him.
What?
But I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest with you. Until he pulled that 180,
yeah,
I did not feel bad for him because I'm not gonna lie, just like Dracula and everybody's been saying, like Hector has just been very gullible. Like he's been very gullible. He's easily to please. And at first I was just like, Carmilla might just be overstanding because Carmilla's an asshole. So I'm expecting her to say stuff like that. But no, she was right. Like, dude, he kept falling for stuff. I'm like,
the power of love,
Lord, Hector. And plus, you can't fight like Isaac can too. Just like, huh. So at first, I was just like, I did feel bad, but to the point where I'm just like, dude, this is what happens when you don't look at everything. This is what happens.
Thinking with the wrong head.
Exactly. When you're situational, how we say it in the military, your situational awareness is just garbage.
Yeah.
So
here's the thing though, I find him relatable. Because like
he is.
If I was in that world, I'd be falling for shit all the time. That man over there just ate an entire village. All right. I'm gonna leave him alone. I'm gonna build him his night creatures. Oh, beautiful vampire lady. She wants me? Yes, please and thank you. I'm in jail. I'll do anything. And then ring on the finger. I'll be your slave. Why not? Why not? I find him relatable.
I will say that I am happy that they didn't pull like the typical trope and then turns out that Lenore actually did not love him or anything like that. Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised because usually they could have pulled, next Lenore could have been actually secret little Carmilla. But it wasn't like that.
Would broke my heart into a million pieces.
But
it was at first, they gave me that vibe at first when she said, "Oh, you're my pet," and all that stuff. I'm just like, "Oh, you're just another Carmilla then." But of course, as the story progressed, we saw that she wasn't really like that, and she did disagree with Carmilla and her ideas. So I was happy about that. But if it was on that same track, I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, this is stupid. Like
this is dumb." All right, how's that? What were you saying,
bro? And I was gonna say Lenore is actually my favorite of the four sisters because like you see like. Because it could, Striga, Striga's a bad
it's honestly like it's a coin flip. I don't know. Like I don't have a type. Like clearly I don't have a type. Why am I attracted to Striga and Lenore? That makes no sense.
Hey, it do be like that in the vampire world.
I guess.
But the thing is, like, at least from what I saw, like we all see the way that they like the three sisters describe Lenore. At least like, oh, she's so indecisive, and she just like plays with her food and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she literally like goes ham on Hector first, seduces him. Then after like she starts to like him, she was very honest with him, then goes to her sisters, like after making him her slave and basically forces her sisters to say, oh, look, this is what's going to happen. We're going to give him a house. We're going to give him food. He's going to live like us. And you're going to like it because I said so. And then Carmilla, like she only rebuttals once. He's like, no. You're doing this. We're doing this. And Carmilla just agrees. And like, I was like, yo, she is she is the silver tongue.
For sure.
She's the silver tongue.
She's Tyrion Lannister.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Hey, listen.
Hey. I was thinking about it. Yeah, that's not good.
I'll take it. Yeah.
I mean, it's better than Carmilla's method. Like how her other sisters just like, oh yeah, like he's a person who can build, night creatures. And how do you repay him? Oh yeah, you tie him up, beat the shit out of him.
Yep. And no wonder he betrayed you. Like, what did you expect? Like, what did you think was going to happen here? Okay, yes, good. I'm happy I'm not alone here. I think Hector deserved more happiness than he got, but that's okay. All right. On to Cypher. She had a season, bro. She had a season. She is so as we can see it, she can control ice and fire, Todoroki, but lightning as well.
She's Pikachu.
Well, hold up. She's an avatar.
Air too.
She's the avatar.
Air. Her versus Aang, who wins in a fight?
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Because my money is on Cypher. Because Cypher's aiming for the head, all right? Aang isn't aiming for the head. He's like, I'm going to take your bending away. And she's just shooting icicles.
Dude, I feel like Sifa is like the perfect example of like not the goody two shoes, but like the straight and arrow character that recognizes how messed up the world is and just decides to just like evolve with it.
Well, that's when she starts swearing and she's like, Trevor's always like, well, where did you learn these words? And she's like,
I learned them from you.
Yeah. Where do you think?
So I really liked her. I honestly like, is it just me? Or was it a little bit abrupt when they went from like partners with Alucard to just straight up lovers and just partners? Because they never had a love scene. Yeah, Yeah, because they never had or I didn't remember like a love scene between them or like their first kiss. I don't remember. I don't like visibly. Maybe I just saw all of it at the same time. I was like, things just blurred out. But I didn't even see them kiss before like they started like showing up like in bed together. So I was just like, yo, I didn't even see them like embrace. Well, in the library, yes, in the Belmont Hold. But besides that, in the second season. They just
might have done it. Did they do
like,
it between seasons? It was like one season they weren't, one season they were.
Yeah, that's
it was like that. I think there was like supposed to be like time has passed something, but there was always chemistry. You know?
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
Like what do you think, Mizu? Aang versus Saifa, who wins?
Well, honestly, I do agree with the part with Cypher being more brutal, than Aang would be.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what Aang are we talking about? We talking about 12-year-old Aang, or we talking about adult Aang?
You know what? Give him full powers. Make him 40 years old.
Oh,
okay. We're talking about adult 40-year-old Aang. Then I would say 40-year-old Aang.
For sure.
You think so?
But if we're talking about 12-year-old Aang at the end of the series,
like
I would say Cypher.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep. All right. That's fair. I just the way that she was using the way that she looked when she had holy water and they were down in the underground area, that was sick. And just the way that she uses her ice is very creative. Like using her ice to like hold people off and then using fire to like shoot the bullets and lightning and all of that. She's so sick. Okay, another hypothetical. Mjolnir or Alucard's sword? Which would you rather have?
I'm a big proponent for Mjolnir because like Mjolnir just gives you so much more. But Alucard's sword
is so
so sick, bro. And that's another thing that we were gonna like talk about. Like that last scene, like almost the last scene, and like I think it was the second season where I was telling you guys like, bro, this is literally True Blood. Like when he like, dude,
I've never seen True Blood, but yeah,
Alucard literally like decapitated these people like at last second, like about to get 3-stalked and smashed, and just went like yeet.
Yeah,
with that sword has a mind of its own, so it's very it's I think it's very useful, but I would still pick Mjolnir.
I would take Alucard's sword. I would take it's so sick. It thinks on its own. It's long as shit. It's dope. Like and then like they gave him the shield in the 4th season, which was also really cool. I'm on out. Be our tiebreaker, Mizu.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna go with Mjolnir because I say Mjolnir is I'm being honest. Mjolnir is significantly more powerful. You get more abilities. You get all kinds of stuff. Granted, the only thing that it's cool, but the only thing it can do is like fly. And but Mjolnir can also fly and be controlled that way too. But Thor doesn't do it a lot.
Yeah. No, I don't know the way he used it against like essentially Godzilla. When Dragan brought in Godzilla into his castle, like making it like fly into his mouth and all that, and also the love interest that I'm really happy that they did redeem Alucard, which is one of the bridging storylines that they gave us. You know, it was like Alucard has now become a shut-in because he let 2 humans get close to him and then they tried to kill him. So the romance that they're building with built with the village leader was really awesome. Yeah. But like the line where she was like, I think you lost your sword. He's like, don't worry. I should go get that. He's smooth operator.
Oh yeah.
Such a smooth operator. But yeah.
Oh yes.
No, all right. So that's it for me, I guess. I just loved.
I have a question. I have a question for you guys. So we saw the success of Castlevania, right?
Okay.
It's still training. It's still trending.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful storyline. It had a cohesive group of characters. If you were to pick a video game franchise to have a series like the one Castlevania had, which one would it be?
Dark Souls.
Choose. I'll give my opinion at the end.
Dark Souls. Fucking Dark Souls. Bandai Namco, first off, has they make TV shows. They make they've done it. Bandai, it could fall into the same thing where like it's like, all right, so we all know Dark Soulsian lore is a hot mess. I mean, it's not a hot mess because we literally know nothing. So if you were to choose a really cool like plot line and follow it a lot like Castlevania did. Make it animated, follow the withered, follow the undying, and build around that in the way and the back. Some of the backdrops, especially in like Dark Souls 2 and 3, are so gorgeous. Like the landscapes. I'm also like Dark Souls is like 50% of my heart. And so I would literally die. I would die for Dark Souls. How about you, Mizu?
Honestly, I definitely can agree with that. Dark Souls, I've been watching a lot of Dark Souls lore, and even especially also like Sekiro as well. I can definitely see that being another one.
That would be good.
But yeah, Dark Souls for sure. But funny, since you brought this up, I was looking into news, and it's been confirmed that they are done with specifically the story of Trevor and them in Castlevania. However, they're not done with the Castlevania universe. They are planning on making another little series in the Castlevania universe. However, they do not know who will be based off. There are 3 speculations. One will be based off of Dracula. Just Dracula.
Vlad and Lisa's adventures.
Another one is based off of his ancestor, Leon Belmont, who's been mentioned a lot in the series, and they think they might make a series off of him. And there's another, and the last one is speculated to be a descendant of Trevor, which is Simon Belmont.
Belmont. Yeah.
So they are in the talks of doing that. And also, since of the success of Castlevania, they have opened the door for other video game franchises to be coming in, and one of those is Assassin's Creed.
You think so?
No, you took my pick.
You think so?
Really?
After the movie, though?
Bro. I've been telling my fans or like my followers, whatever you want. Bro, Assassin's Creed has so much to offer. Bro.
It does. It really does.
So much to offer. And like
that would be a lot better in an animated form as well.
Bro, think about it this way: like you can make it an anthology series, and you don't even have to follow the games. You don't even because they're all the descendants of each other. And I know like we did get Desmond's like story completely fleshed out by the end, and like the newer games are kind of going towards something different. But like if you want to make it like an anthology series, there's so much you can do because like it mixes in all the mythologies, bro. We already had Norse, we've already had Greek, we've already had
pirates.
We're probably going to pirates, of course. Blackbeard's my dude. If they ever go to Puerto Rico, I'm gonna be like popping, like listen.
What would that even?
Because they did. I mean, they went to Cuba. They went to Cuba and Black Flag. So like, I was like lit. But the other one is. Bro, I can't wait for them to go to Japan. If Assassin's Creed decides to go to Japan, there is so much they can do. So much they can do.
The one that we Assassin's Creed fans have been waiting for years to make
is a Ninja
at the game, but they keep like pushing it back or not doing it.
I think it might be a byproduct as well of having like good ninja style games and some of them games.
That's the thing.
Because Ninja Gaiden 3 came out, then we had Nier Automata, which like is not ninja style, but like it's not a ninja, but it's ninja like style combat, I guess, if you put it that way. We had Ghost of Tsushima, which was samurai.
That's what I was gonna say. Yes, Ghost and then you could play as ninja though. There was like different play styles.
And then you had Sekiro, right? So yeah, like you have Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. So like there's a lot of like give and take with the ninja genre, but I think like Assassin's Creed is definitely there. Unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion.
Kirby. Yes,
no,
I'm with you. I'm with you. Do it.
No.
Warner Brothers, pick it up.
No,
sweet Jesus, no.
Sweet God, no.
Realistic looking Kirby.
Unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
I think they should have eliminated Uncharted as a movie and gone for the TV series.
Like a Disney Plus TV series?
No, not. I don't know. Well, Disney doesn't know the rights.
No, it's Sony. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So like, well, Sony also has its own issues. But I was gonna say like, they do have Tom Holland playing a young Nathan Drake, so they can have him for the rest of time. But imagine if they did the Uncharted series, because like in Uncharted, if you get a young enough actor, you could make a couple seasons, or you can make it like True Detective, where it's just not like it's not always the same cast of people. You could make it like young and old, and like I think Uncharted has a lot of lesson life first of all life lessons, and then lessons based off our past as human beings, like taking into account like previous civilizations in our folklore that could be definitely applied to today. So those are my picks. So Assassin's Creed and Uncharted.
You can just rerun Indiana Jones essentially with that. Go ahead, Mizo.
Oh, the other one I wanted to say is that the one that they are definitely working on, because they still, granted, the one with Assassin's Creed is still up in the air, but they did say they want to get into that. But the one for sure that they're going to do is Devil May Cry.
Like, again? I'm sorry. Devil May Cry Baby was right forefront of the brain. Devil May Cry. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. That's good.
Devil May Cry. So they plan on trying to make that into a series.
Yeah, I mean, they've already made so many Final Fantasy movies, you know, those JRPG, like kind of like movies, you know, and also Final Fantasy movies are kind of fire, if we're being honest. So that would be sick. And I feel like I would say The Witcher, if The Witcher wasn't already being done very well, you know, I don't necessarily need that animated. Henry Cavill's incredible in that role. I don't love all the castings in that, but yes, I think The Witcher is great. What are you thinking, Jose?
I was just gonna say, like, because I want to see your opinions, and like I have my own. I could talk for like years about this, but I want to see what you guys think. How would you feel? Because there were rumors at the late 2010s that there was going to be a Halo series, like a full-on.
I remember
amazing,
that.
Yeah, there was like a huge. Yeah,
Red and Blue.
That's
our
Rooster
Halo
Teeth.
Series.
Get Rooster Teeth
on it. Honestly, that would be good. Yeah.
What do you guys think? Like, should it be animated, live action? Would you guys like a series or movies? Like, how would you do Halo?
It's honestly funny that you brought that up, because I was thinking in the back of my head, like, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go off a limb here and say Halo, because I can see it being done.
Oh yeah.
It may not be as crazy, you know, I want to say maybe super action packed as Castlevania was, but I can definitely see it being done.
Yeah.
A little nice little sci-fi animated series.
How the Spartan program started.
You'd for sure have to, you'd for sure have to choose, like, because so how the Spartan program started, that's kind of ODST.
Yeah.
Or you'd have to choose like ODST, Reach. You want to cover like the 1, 2, 3. You want to cover 4, 5. So yeah, there is a lot for them to work with there, and a lot of separate storylines. That would be cool. That'd be really, really cool. I'd watch it. I actually feel like I would more prefer that live action though, because I feel like it's not out of the realm of it's not out of the realm of possibility for that to be like, because it's, you know, to shoot him up, you know, it's not like he's like boxing with people. Like, it doesn't need to be like crazily animated. So that'd be really cool. Just get like, I don't know, the guy, Thor, whatever his name, the guy who played the Mountain. Just throw him in the Spartan armor and just give him a gun and get him out there. That would be sick. All right, cool. We all go. Oh yes.
Wait, I have one more. So again, I was just speaking about what is being done. So, but my personal actual pick, and I think it'll be the easiest one, because there's so much lore to it that hopefully it just be insane to mess up. That's a good one too. Yeah. But I was gonna say Elder Scrolls.
That'd be crazy.
Elder Scrolls, Skyrim. That doesn't have to be just specifically Skyrim. It could be Elder Scrolls, anything, because the Elder Scrolls lore spans, first of all, decades. The lore alone, there's people who do videos on it. You can do so many things.
I was gonna say, who would you follow? That's the thing, though. Like, would you follow the Dragonborn from Skyrim? Would you go back? Would you go
the
back
original one? The original one.
Elder Scrolls 1.
Yeah, like the one that's like
2.
Well, no, like not the. I didn't mean the games. I meant like the Dragonborn of lore, like the hero that's like venerated in Skyrim, that you see all his statues.
Honestly, there's like many different like series you can do. Like, you can do it based off the Dragonborn. We can do it based off of the Oblivion Crisis. You can do it based off of like in what the game, the next game is supposed to be hinted at in some people speculate to be in Hammerfell. And in Hammerfell, there's these warriors called the Asai or the Shihai, who are basically like the Jedi, who have this ability to create these like powerful swords from their souls and stuff like that. So there's a realm of possibilities that they could do with
they could do so much with it. And I know it would be almost Lord of Ringsian, the amount of lore in there. You know, the amount of people you could cover. And I know they're doing They're doing a Lord of the Rings. Well, at least it's. I remember when they were talking about how they're going to do a Lord of the Rings TV show, covering the Age of Man, and Amazon Prime Video was going to do it, and that was like, and
they still are.
Yeah, they were like, we're going to spend like $100 million an episode or something ridiculous like that. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I feel like that will maybe scratch the itch a little bit, but okay, cool. All right, yeah, no. So listen, not you, Warner Brothers. Don't you listen. Everyone else. Who would you want to do your video game like adaptation? Not Warner Brothers, obviously, but like, would you? I think who animated? I don't know who animated Castlevania.
I thought you were gonna say live action, so I was gonna say like maybe, dude. Honestly, bro,
Powerhouse. Okay,
this might seem a little bit far fetched,
mm-hmm.
but if it has like that sort of Dark Souls type feel to it,
yeah,
let Jordan Peele do it, bro.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Let Jordan Peele run it because he's a gamer.
Yeah,
and he knows horror. Like he's done 3 horror masterpieces already.
Yeah,
so
that'd be sick.
Just let Jordan Peele be the showrunner.
That'd be sick.
Or Shonda Rhimes. Let Shonda Rhimes do it. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's good. All right, cool. So we're good on Castlevania.
Yeah, I actually had a perfect segue.
Oh,
that I wanted
to take it away then, sir.
So speaking of animation, special effects, I wanted to cover some very important news in the Marvel sphere.
Oh,
because ladies and gentlemen, I have been telling people for weeks, the VFX teams and special effects teams from Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogies are confirmed to be working in No Way Home, which could mean that we will indeed be getting Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man No Way Home. How do you guys feel about this news?
break that down for me. Like I know what you're talking about.
The VFX team, so the people that did the swinging, the fight scenes, all that choreography digitally have been for Andrew Garfield's duology, for Andrew Garfield's 2 movies. And
what do you call a 2-movie run? A duology?
I was gonna say duology, I think.
Biology?
Duplex?
Nope, that's science. Okay, continue.
So yeah, the VFX teams that worked on that and the VFX teams that worked on the Sam Raimi original trilogy, so Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3.
The best trilogy.
Well, we can talk about that too on another episode. But they're working on No Way Home.
So you think, sir, first off, you have been pushing. You have been, and as someone who sees every single video you put out, because TikTok's like your friends, take it all. You have been pushing for this for a while. And listen, I want to see Tobey Maguire on the big screen very much. I love him. I think Spider-Man 3 is the greatest movie ever made. And so I am very much looking forward to seeing that. Yes, give me Spider-Man 3 or give me death. All right. You didn't want all of the villains of Spider-Man mashed into 1 hour-and-a-half movie? I know I did. And we got it. It was the buffet of Spider-Man villains.
So my thing is, right, before I get to because I want to see what Misu thinks. It's not just that, right? There's been multiple cases. So for example, there's been not leaks, but photo, just it's not a leak. It's more like the people that were working on the production of No Way Home, the what's it called? The people that do the rig crews, the people that do the rigging.
Boom people. Oh,
yeah, not just lighting, but the rigging for when people are just
I know what you're talking about.
Flying in the air. Mm-hmm. They had shirts on that were on Instagram, being filmed and taken pictures of, that featured Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. So maybe it's 3 crews. It's 1 crew for Tobey, 1 crew for so that's been that's a fact. That was shown on the internet, that was in Reddit, in Twitter months ago. But yeah, it could be Marvel trolling us. It could be Kevin Feige just playing with my heartstrings. Mm-hmm. It could be just that. But when I saw this new piece of news that I saw on Twitter, and then Soups covered it, which is another big superhero creator, I was like, okay, I'm not the only crazy one. This it seems way too coincidental.
Everyone's crazy. No one's crazy.
Yeah, because we have the multiverse with the Spider-Man animated movies. We have the multiverse with Doctor Strange, and now we have this news. So Mizu, do you think we will get that triplet of Spider-Man goodness, or do you think they'll wait? Are they trolling with us? What do you think?
I genuinely want to believe that this is going to happen, that this is going to be a live action Spider-Man to Spider-Verse.
Mhm.
However, a part of me deep down feels like they're just messing with us. I feel like
I would
because
love that.
now I feel like
I would laugh so hard.
I feel like Disney has been catching on to that,
Mhm.
and like that
Oh,
we
they're
like
online.
to see those little details. And I feel like now they just purposely want to be assholes and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're gonna throw this here." Think about it. Think about all the times that people, how they pretty much, they can't deny this, how they pretty much egged on that the Fantastic Four was like probably gonna be mentioned in WandaVision, but it never happened.
Yeah.
Or all the little bits and pieces that people thought was going to be Mephisto in WandaVision, but it never happened. So I'm praying that it's actually going to happen, but a part of me feels like this is just some messed up long-term joke, and it'd be like, no surprise, it's just Tom Holland. We're doing something else. The new bad guy is probably going to be.
But they put Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in like the post-credit scene, and that's it. They're like, haha, hi. It's like
the final battle.
Well, I feel like they might do it like Deadpool. You know how like in Deadpool 1, he walks out and he's like, "Oh, you're still here. Go home." Go home. Like Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire walk out and they're like, "That movie came out 20 years ago. Why would I be back? My back hurts." No. What are you saying, Mizu?
I'm gonna say, or better yet, like after everything is done, they both show up very late to the fight. Like, okay, we're here to fight.
Oh no,
that'd be awesome.
That'd be great.
Yeah, they like swing in, and it's like Tom Holland's like standing on the. He's like, "Who are you?" You're like, "What are you? What are you doing?"
That would set it up for Spider-Man 4 really well. True. Actually,
very true.
If anything, let's say if they are talking about them, I think though maybe the small thing I can see them doing is maybe even having them just cameo in it. Maybe not be playing as Spider-Man. They just happen to be in the movie. Yeah. Like, oh yeah,
you just see Tobey Maguire walking down the street.
Civilian. Because you know how the last movie left off on him being a being revealed, and he killed someone, and everybody knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man now. So maybe like of course, obviously, Peter's going to be going into hiding, so maybe he can like find a random civilian, or maybe it can be Tobey Maguire's character who finds out who he is and just point him out. Like it's something very small, something like a small cameo. That's the most I can see. Like if they were really not going that route of have them actually in the movie to play Spider-Man, I think the most they would do is like get them cameos in it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of with Mizu on it. I think it'll be kind of a softball to everyone, be like, look, oh, we did it, and then it'll just be like right back to Tom Holland. But hey, listen, my heart, I'm praying for you. All right, I'm praying for you. I'm saying a non-denominational prayer for you, Jose. I know how much this means to you, so I hope you get what you wish for. Okay, and so I
hope it does happen.
Since we're talking Marvel already, we might as well get into the Eternals trailer that we saw here. And so at the end of my stream, everyone was like, a new Demon Slayer trailer came out. And I was like, awesome, cool. So I texted you guys and I was like, all right, new Demon Slayer trailer came out. You guys should watch it. We can talk about it. And then you text me back, you're like, an Eternals trailer came out. And I was like, I know what Eternals is. And then I watched the trailer and I realized I have no fucking idea what the Eternals are. So can you explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old, please?
All right, Mizu. So I think there's 2 ways to cover this. Do you want to cover the Celestials and I cover the Eternals, or
I can go with the Celestials. I can do that.
Okay, you start us off, my friend.
So as you already know in the series that they already talked about, Celestials are basically these eternal space scientist gods.
Incredible.
They're these giant robot-looking, towering Titanic beings who always kind of existed throughout the universe. Okay. And they controlled a lot of aspects. They're the ones who created pretty much or controlled the Infinity Stones.
Okay.
And like I said, the reason I say they're scientists is because they experimented with life. And the things that they created 3 races in the process of them experimenting. The Eternals, which are basically, you can say they're pretty much their babies. Like they're just strong human-like people who have, long lifespans, very durable, super strong. They're basically a race of Supermen in a way.
Okay. Yeah, I would hope with a name like Eternals, they would have a long lifespan.
Viltrumites.
Pretty much in a way like Viltrumites, but without the
seething hate for everything.
Without the Darwinism.
Yeah, the colonialism.
Mindset.
Yeah.
Secondly, is the humans. The humans are, you're just your standard. However, the one thing that makes them special is that humans have the ability to adapt to anything, which is one of the reasons why. Because it's one of the reasons why Hulk was able to absorb gamma. Bruce was able to absorb gamma rays and turn into the Hulk and not, scientifically die. Yeah. Same thing with Captain America. Basically, the Celestials are the reasons why humans can pull up these super powerful feats and stuff like that. Okay. They're the reason why we can get powers in the first place, pretty much. And they're also in the comics. They are also the reason why mutants exist too.
Oh, they have the X gene.
Yes, they basically planted the X gene in some humans.
Okay.
And then, of course, the last race they created was the Deviants, and they're basically you can say they're failed experiments in a way. They are
there we go. That makes sense.
A race of failed experiments. They are like grotesque looking. They look like monsters. They're pretty much how your storybook goes of like different creatures and things of that nature. And of course,
Cronenberg's.
Yep. For example, Thanos is a deviant in a way. He was raised by two Eternals, but he possessed the deviant gene, which is why he looks purple and has the weird
dumb
triple butt chin thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Jose. You were going to explain the Eternals.
Yeah. So basically,
more detail.
Yeah, just in a little bit more detail, just like but Mizu is exact, like he nailed it on the head. So the Celestials decided to experiment. There's obviously going to be like some divergences in terms of like will they do the entire storyline like the comics, because from what we see, right, the Celestials create the Eternals and the Deviants and humans, but the Eternals are basically this race of like super they're, I think I would classify them as more than just superheroes. So for example, you have like the Fantastic Four, you have like all they are a few levels above that, right? Okay. So they're not at the level of like, let's say Galactus or like the Silver Surfer, but like they're a little slightly below that. And when they come together, that's when it goes it goes wild. It goes insane.
So like the Guardians of the Galaxy's parents.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. The thing is that like these people are the precursors of civilization, right? So as humans were created, these people were, as we see on the trailer, they were tasked with bringing them through to like civilization and use their knowledge and power for good, and yada yada yada. And obviously they are in an eternal war with their cousins, basically the Deviants.
Nice.
Right.
Family drama.
So the one that we know that was mentioned even before the Eternals trailer was even shown up was in Infinity War. That's the first time we had a reference to them, because the Red Skull, once Thanos is going to look for the Soul Stone, he says, Gamora, son of Thanos, son of Alars. Alars was one of the former leaders of the Eternals. So Thanos is the son of two Eternals that ended up inheriting the deviant gene. That's why he's like deformed. That's what Mizu was saying. And then as the generations pass, there's new leaders for the Eternals that basically spearhead civilizations across the galaxy to prosper, basically. And the big thing about the Eternals and the big thing that I find interesting is that they're all named, or most of them are named based on folklore characters or deities from our universe. So for example, one of the original Eternals is Kronos, right? That he became one with the universe after experimenting. Yeah. And then for example, Angelina Jolie is Athena, named after Athena. Yeah. And then you have Icarus, which is one of our Game of Thrones alumni, one of two Game of Thrones alumni that we have.
Rob Stark, that's who he was.
He's Icarus. So he's one of the leaders. And then we have Black Knight, which is also a Thor-like character, which is going to be played by Kit Harington. So we have two Game of Thrones alumni in the movie.
That cast is stacked.
Yeah. Yes. So after knowing a little bit of background, what you saw from the trailer is basically them just setting it up as they helped humans develop into what we are today. But we also saw a couple of Easter eggs that we can talk about a little bit. I wanted to get your opinions first. Now knowing the backstory, what do you think about the trailer, Nick?
So I might honestly, like I said, my biggest takeaway was how stacked the cast was. So obviously we had the guy from Train to Busan, my favorite character from Train to Busan, the big Asian dude. I don't know his name. I love him as an actor. He's Korean guy. He's fantastic. Angelina Jolie looked incredible. Rob Stark, Ned Stark, both of them looked great. I don't know what Ned Stark was doing. He didn't look like he was an Eternal. He seemed like he was chilling Kit Harington. They have names.
You're talking about Jon Snow.
Jon Snow. Yeah. My bad. The bastard.
All good.
And so my first impression was like, oh my God, there's so many recognizable faces in here. Even the black dude, I know I've seen him in a movie very recently. I just forget what movie it was. What?
You do know him because you might have. I know him off his appearance because he's in the movie Widows.
Okay.
With Viola Davis. It's basically like a heist movie. However, everybody knows him because he plays Miles Morales' father in Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse. He plays the cop.
Oh, you're right.
He's Miles' dad.
So that, I mean, honestly, like, can I give it as much like in depth as you guys can? Most likely, probably not. But like, I was just looking at it and I was like, oh, this is so good. I was like, this looks incredible. He was in Godzilla vs. Kong. He was the guy who showed Millie Bobby Brown around.
Yeah.
That's what I know him from. He was the skeptic from Godzilla vs. Kong. But yeah, I mean, you guys probably can talk more in depth on everything else. It looks like an incredible Marvel movie, and I'm sure they're gonna do a fantastic job. Very like ethnically diverse cast. You love to see that. I mean, obviously, if you're going to seed all human life, it's going to need to be ethnically diverse, and so and racially diverse, and all those things. So I'm happy about that. So I'm very excited for it. I'm excited to see some of my favorite actors in a movie altogether. I want to see Angelina Jolie in an action role because like she was fantastic in Salt. She was fantastic in Mr. and Mrs. Smith. She was fantastic in The Tourist. She's great in Maleficent. So yes, I'm very excited to see her hit like the big screen again. But yes, you guys better suited than I am.
Well, yeah, the big thing for me is just like the big expectation, right? That this will be the lead up to the X-Men. That's my biggest thing. Oh. So like the that's what most people are excited about, because yes, you have like some like Easter eggs, like them doing like the Omni-Mind at the end where they just join together. Yeah, Salma Hayek is the leader, Ajax. So like,
I love Millie Bobby Brown's in it.
Yeah, I think so.
Fuck, this is insane. Also Barry Keoghan, he's an Irish actor, and he is in I think it's Nice with Horses or Gentle with Horses, and he is an incredible actor. I really like him.
Yeah, and like the cast is stacked, and I'm super excited to see how they're going to take it, because obviously the Eternals were alive and cognizant while Thanos was wreaking havoc, their cousin. So it's exciting to see what they think in terms of now that, because they did reference like who's going to lead the Avengers now, because like they know what happened, they've been watching. So at least for me, the biggest expectation or the biggest hype for this show, for this movie, is the lead up to the X-Men. How about you, Mizu? What did you what was your biggest takeaway for the trailer?
Honestly, my biggest takeaway is, since they are very well knowledgeable of what is going on Earth, I want to know why they didn't intervene. Because they knew everything that happened. They knew what Thanos did.
Yeah.
So I want to know what their reasoning was not to be involved, or what do we know what they did? Well, I could be wrong, and kind of like how they did with the Ancient One when we were watching Endgame. We saw what the Ancient One was doing when New York was attacked by the Chitauri. So what did the Eternals do when Thanos, finally snapped his fingers and everything transpired? So I just want to know what their reasoning was.
I feel like they might miss Marvel it and be like, big universe, like big universe, a lot of places to be, or something like sweep it under the rug like that. I don't really know.
No, right? But here's the thing. Going off of what I've read, so because when I find out stuff, I like to just look it up more. So going off of what basically the gist, the summary is, they've been there. It doesn't seem like they really left Earth. They've been at Earth, and they just all blend in. So here's a little thing. It's not really a spoiler, but they each tell you which each one of them did. So trying to think. I don't know all their names, so that's why I'm just drawing the blank. The
Cersei, Kingo, Ajax, Gilgamesh.
So the one who can who's the architect, the black one.
Fastos.
Fastos.
Yeah.
Like my
so he is. Yeah. Yep. He is basically the technology. He knows everything tech. He's the one who basically progressed human civilization to what it is today, and if not more. It is said that he is undercover as a husband to his partner with their I think a son. They all have different things. The other one, you saw a little scene where it looked like one of them was dressed up in a Bollywood costume and Indian inspired costume and stuff like that. That's because his character.
Yeah.
Kamal Nanjiani, Ningo or Kingo.
Yes. Yeah. That's because his character decided to go. He decided to blend it in with humanity by being open. And he's apparently a famous Bollywood actor. That's his alter ego, pretty much. He's a famous Bollywood actor. That's why you see in the trailer that dude following him with a camera. That's basically pretty much his assistant.
Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, what were they doing when Thanos was destroying half of sentient life? That's apparently acting in Bollywood movies, dancing, doing a final dance number at the end of the movie. Clearly,
I think that I have to read it again because it might not, because I haven't seen anybody talk about it lately. But in the original summary that I read, it said that somewhere they purposely shut off, they erased their memories of being Eternals. At some point, they somewhere at some point decided to okay, we did what we need to do with humanity to a point. Now it's time to blend in, and they, I guess, erased their memories and basically blended in with humanity. And now I guess some threat has coming, such as the deviants. And now I guess that something happens that reawakens their memories. And now they have to go stop whatever it is.
That would work. I mean, that would work as an excuse. Yeah. I mean, Jose, do you have any thoughts on why they would just let Thanos snap away half of sentient life?
Honestly, my biggest thing is, since they're expanding more into the bigger lore, it's just maybe the Living Tribunal didn't want it to happen.
Possibility,
yeah, because they're gonna introduce because they're gonna introduce all of these like Kang the Conqueror, Gore the God Butcher, all these huge important beings, and Galactus and all that stuff. So it wouldn't surprise me if they just explain it as the Tribunal wills it so, or something like that, because it happens all the time. And obviously the Tribunal keeps balance in the universe to an even greater degree than Thanos or even Galactus can. So it's gonna be cool to see. My biggest thing is I was absolutely, well, I was already impressed because I love her movies, but Chloe Zhao is going to milk this bad boy dry, and I'm so excited. She just won her Oscar for Nomadland.
Oh, she's the director?
She's an Oscar winning, officially, thankfully, an Oscar winning best director, and she knows these characters well, at least by the way that she's portraying them, and the way the costumes are pretty accurate, even though they're a little bit stylized. So I believe in Chloe. So that's my last thing. I just want them to do it right.
Yeah, and I'm sure that they will. They definitely have the right cast, the right director. I think it's definitely heading in the right direction. I'm very, very excited. What are you thinking?
Oh, speaking of which, I don't know if you guys heard the news on this as well. Speaking with Marvel, they also confirmed that they are doing the Midnight Suns. And for those who don't know, the Midnight Suns are basically the mystical Avengers.
Oh.
And they confirmed that based off what's going to happen in the Multiverse of Madness, they're setting up for the Mystical Avengers. And there are going to be 4 main starting members for this group. And that'll be Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Blade.
Wait. Blade. Is it gonna be fucking what's his name?
Marshall Ali.
Oh, it's gonna be Marshall Ali. It's not gonna be
no, not Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes, yes. Okay. Marshall Ali is probably better than Wesley Snipes. Yeah, that's probably fair.
So it's gonna be Blade.
Okay.
Midnight. Not Midnight. Moon Knight.
Okay.
Oscar Isaac.
He's gonna be it, and someone that they kind of confirmed, which I hope they're still gonna go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
But who's gonna be Ghost Rider?
We do not know.
The Punisher. Please get the actor for the Punisher. I'm spacing his name right now.
Jon Bernthal.
Jon Bernthal would be so goddamn good at it.
I think they're bringing
that could work since
because the Ghost Rider is him a lot. Yes.
Honestly, I can see that happening because, I mean, since all the shows previously with Marvel do not count as canon anymore.
Yeah.
So it is a possibility.
Yeah.
But the thing is that what I was gonna say with that, like, that is true, but they also confirmed the actor from Daredevil in Spider-Man No Way Home. So like what people are thinking is that Daredevil is going to be introduced as like Peter Parker's lawyer while he's facing like charges for like killing someone or something like that, and that Matt Murdock is going to be like his lawyer. That's how they are introducing the so that's what I'm saying. Like if the characters are being brought in different ways into the Marvel universe, like would Jon Bernthal even like to switch it up? Because he was the Punisher. Like he is the Punisher.
So, I want Keanu, the best we've ever seen. You want Keanu? It would make a lot of sense. Keanu would also make a lot of sense.
He's a biker.
He's a biker. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Or Nick Cage.
I'll take it with a good script. Nick Cage can do it, bro. I'll take Nick Cage.
Have you guys seen Mandy?
The like the old one? Like the old
no. Nicolas Cage made a movie called Mandy, directed by this Russian director who does incredible films, and it is a 2-hour bad trip, and it's literally basically a cult breaks into Nicolas Cage's home, kills his wife in front of him, sets her on fire, and it is Nicolas Cage then forges himself an axe and kills an entire cult. I'm not kidding. It is one of the most incredible movies ever made. I also love Nick Cage so much. He has a scene where he's just in a bathroom swigging vodka and screaming. It is unhinged, unbridled madness, and I love him. But okay, that's fantastic. I think Keanu is the perfect casting, but I mean, I would take Nick Cage as well.
But I think this is so dope that they, like, as they said, they're going to start off small, and as they progress with movies and stuff like that, they're going to build up the Mystical Avengers bigger, and that means they're going to include people like possibly like Misty Bloodstone, who is pretty much a monster hunter. Which I mean, different about her because I felt like that could have been Blade. Honestly, just turn Blade into a general monster hunter.
Right. It doesn't have to be vampires, you know.
It's not just vampires.
Everything bleeds.
Think about it. It would have been cool, like half monster, half human, going out to hunt down other monsters. I mean,
that'd be sick. Yeah.
With the Punisher.
Anyway, I think
with the Punisher. Yeah. That'd be badass. All right, cool. Do you guys want to get into our second trailer then, unless you have other points? Okay, so we also got another trailer, we were talking about, and, one of the first episodes we ever did on the show was Mugen Train, and it was incredible, and we all loved it, but, I mean, that animation studio has been pumping out content. You get the highest grossing anime movie of all time, by the way, which is insane, the fact that you somehow outpaced Miyazaki, who is literally Japanese Walt Disney, so impressive. But on top of that, now we have what was borderline teaser trailer area. It was about a minute long, looking into season 2. And I am so excited because we are getting the gang together in the city. We're looking Red Light District, I think.
Yeah. The Yoshihara or Yoshiwara Red Light District.
Yeah. So we're not in Hong Kong, right? We're in Tokyo.
It's Tokyo. Edo. Yeah. Tokyo,
okay. Yeah. So it's a bunch of what appears to be geisha vampires. Like everyone at first it showed Michael Jackson, and I thought I was like, oh, it's Michael Jackson. And then it showed a bunch of Michael Jacksons. Michael Jackson being the guy who killed Tanjiro's family, if you don't know the joke. But like it showed a bunch of people that looked exactly like him. Is he gonna split? Is he gonna multiply? What's going on?
I honestly, I mean, Mizu knows more than me because he's read part of the manga, so like I guess, yeah, that's fair. He understands it more than I do. But what I'm getting at is that they're gonna be facing multiple enemies at once that are all kind of like indebted to Mizan Kibutsuji.
Okay,
that's what I got from the trailer, and that like I mean, we did see like Tanjiro full force. Like he was literally just like fourth form, baby, and that's like we all know where that's going. I don't. The thing is, I don't know if after seeing Mugen Train, I want to see another death, especially just in the second season. But that's the way it feels. It feels like somebody's gonna bite the bullet.
So? You think it's gonna be that Hashira? You think it's gonna be the Hashira like super like dedicated to the drip, whose name I'm totally spacing right now?
Maybe that one, or the one that's also always crying, the one that has like the rosary that's always crying. Maybe that. Because I don't know. Mizu,
you really think that's gonna what about the trailer necessarily? What about the trailer? Tengen Uzui is the one with the two swords, and then Gyume Himejima is the one who's always crying. What about the trailer makes you think someone's gonna die?
I don't know, like the way that they framed, because they framed like Zenitsu. They didn't show us Nezuko, which was like pretty
true.
And they didn't show us Inosuke. So maybe they're just like,
they showed us Inosuke in the very beginning.
Did we? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Inosuke they didn't show bursting out. Yeah.
So for me, I was like, okay, Nezuko is not in the trailer. So I'm like, okay, that kind of sets it up. Like, is she gonna be trapped? Is she gonna like turn and become like a demon helper? I guess.
Mizu's nodding.
Yeah, Misu. No, Misu's just laughing. Misu's just laughing because he's in that Attack on Titan mode.
Don't even know how to read manga.
Mode. He just knows. He knows how things are gonna go. So Mizu, without spoiling the entire season, let us know what you think. Are we on the right track? What's up?
Yes. I'll just say this. I just can't wait to see this animated.
Good enough.
I just can't wait to see this animated. And honestly, y'all need to do this. Y'all need to
buckle in.
Strap in.
Buckle up.
Yeah, click it or ticket, baby.
I can't tell you anything. I can't say yes. I can't say no. You just have to see.
I appreciate it. There's a fine line to walk as the knowledgeable one. It's the power of knowledge. Okay, so I'm in the same boat, dude. I can't wait to see it animated as well. I mean, I don't know what's coming necessarily, but I think we are now entering what is going to be like, I'm not going to say Demon Slayer is slow. It's not. But we are entering, we've built it up, you know, like we have built the characters, we know their backstories, we know their powers, and now it is time to get into the upper moons, where we've dealt with the lower moons, we've dealt with the fallen vampires. Rengoku fought the upper third. You know, we've seen what the height of power looks like, and now we're in Tokyo, and we're near the progenitor of all demons. Okay, so that means everyone around him is going to be a tight-knit demon group. And I think that's really cool. And we already saw, we saw there's going to be a Hashira involved, which means we're going to be dealing with some badass demons. I mean, because just from the looks on it, Tengen Uzui, I'd say, and the credence I give you, Jose, is I was saying if you were to eliminate Hashiras currently, Tengen Uzui and Gyume are the two that like I could see getting cut, because they're not going to kill Shinobu. They're not going to kill Kiyu. They're not going to kill Mitsuri. Like those are your fan service winners right there. Right. You know, like those put asses in seats. So if you were going to lose Hashiras, I could see that happening. But yeah, I am also very excited to see it animated.
I don't know. I know that Mizu wants to talk, so I'll just talk for him and say that this is gonna be great.
Yeah.
After the success of Mugen Train, I think we're gonna get some very crispy animation, which we got at least a teaser of in the beginning. Like
that's
the first
an interesting describing word, crispy.
Yeah.
I've never heard someone be like, that is
crispy crisp, baby.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like the way that you saw like the camera turning near the windows in the first like 15 seconds, I was like, yo, this is straight up like Mugen Train style animation. So
yeah,
I'm excited for that. I'm excited for them to explore more character depth in terms of at least like Inosuke, because like I think Inosuke's kind of like been lagging a little bit. If they made the whole
season about him, I would be so happy. I love him so much.
Because I love Inosuke, and I dude, at this point, I know he's kind of like the comedic effect. I want to see like Zenitsu like snap out of it, be like, okay, I am the boss, even if I know one one technique. Yeah. I'm like the boss. So like maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. But like the fact that we didn't see Nezuko has me intrigued. So
yeah.
Mizu knows. Mizu knows.
We'll talk about it when it comes out, and Mizu will be like, "Oh, what did I tell you? I told you. You didn't buckle up. My head's gonna be through the windshield." And he's like, "Listen, I told you. Click it or ticket, buddy." What, Mizu?
Honestly, I was gonna say that if you guys love Mugen Train and the third upper moon, and how he fought, you haven't seen the second moon.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see this character on screen. I doubt that we might be getting him in this season, maybe.
Okay.
But if we do, or just even get a glimpse of him, that right there is power.
Okay. All right. We should move on before we get so excited we spoil something. But something I am also very excited about, and actually got yelled at for spoiling this week, is MHA. We talked about it. I made a video about it because there was a scene in there that I know the fan shippers are going to use, and I'm already upset about it. But I enjoyed this episode. But oh my God! So we've talked about like, all the fights are going to be 2 episodes. We're gonna keep. You're good. We're gonna keep like these 2 episode fights. We're gonna have the pacing be kind of slower. Bakugo disrespected that team.
I just love the fact that how fast this match was. This match, they even said it. It was like they beat them in three minutes.
Yep. Yeah. And it was insane. And so like I was like, it started off, we're just getting thrown into this battle. And I was like, damn, they're moving quicker than they have been in other episodes. And I was like, why are we moving so fast here? And then I realized we're moving fast because they want to get this fight over in half an episode. And you know what's funny? In the very beginning of the episode, I wrote my note is, I don't get how people can like Bakugo. But that was a big episode for him. Like they're trying to do the Isaac, they're trying to do the Zuko. They're giving him legitimate character development.
Yes, they are. I mean, I can argue that there were some signs as well earlier in other seasons and episodes, but you do see the growth with him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to like him at any point. Like, I'm not saying I'm getting on that ship or anything, but like, I am starting to see, character development, which is nice because like, he is incredibly powerful and he should be able to scale. But teamwork is vastly important in a hero-based society. So it was really cool to see him work with his teammates. And 1B did do their best. Like it was the Lizardy, her powers were incredible. And the One Piece note that I wrote Lizardy ate the dice fruit. Right? Lizardy ate the dice fruit. It's exactly the same.
Pretty much. I think the only difference is that they already said that her limit is 50 pieces. I mean, she can only break herself up into 50 pieces, no more. While Buggy the Clown could be split up into
like molecularly
into anything, and still come back together. And but here's the one thing I'll say: this the kid who looked like a praying mantis with the ability to
make glue.
Not him.
He can steal fruit.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And, but here's the thing. I'll say this for him. I felt like he had to hold back because as you see with his quirk, it's incredibly dangerous.
It's straight up a sword.
And pretty much, you are getting like, he can literally stab them.
Yep.
And we never see him do that. But I felt like he had to hold back because this is training. But I feel like if they were in a real situation, or if he went down rogue and went villain, he would have just, I think he would have been able to take out, not wanted to take out, but at least maybe critically wound like Bakugo and all of them.
Sugar Rush, like none of those people have any like kind of ability to fight against a sword, like Stain did work with it, like Stain was just wiping out heroes left, right, and center because he had a sword. Also, he had a blood ability that allowed him to freeze everybody the second he tasted their blood. But that's neither here nor there. Like, he definitely held back. And what was actually most fascinating to me was the welding character. I thought that was really cool. I thought he was a cool quirk. It was kind of like Full Metal Alchemist-y, but he had to be touching things. And I was like, it's oddly specific. It's not that useful, is it?
Honestly, so on my TikTok, I did a series where I talked about quirks and what they can do impossibly.
Yeah.
So I talked about him, and one of the things is that I'm a big proponent on hand-to-hand combat. I feel like every student should learn.
Oh yeah.
Hand-to-hand combat,
or
because
something.
there are gonna be times where there are gonna be times where your quirk you can't depend on it, and you're gonna have to depend on yourself. And with his character, I said that he should have a standard metal, because he can weld anything. He can weld anything from non living objects to living things.
Yeah.
So he should have a like bow staff, and when he say if he hits someone, like if he hits someone, he can weld them.
Yeah.
And then he can pull them over and like slap them. That's another way to take them out.
Yeah.
But I guess he went with the whole just throwing
metal at it. Together. Yeah. I mean, his shield was pretty dope. That was pretty cool. And it was nice because at the same time, like we have with a lot of these episodes, we saw legitimate like growth strength wise out of some side characters. Sugar Rush was able to rip Bakugo out of welded metal, which was sick. Jiro used her, I think it was Heart Pulse, very effectively. She's fantastic. I love her. I don't think she gets nearly as much love as she deserves. She's an incredible recon hero that is capable of incredible like things feat wise that can help. So yeah, I think it was a very good team built around Bakugo, and I thought it was a cool moment to give Bakugo a little bit of shine. My biggest thing was, so Lizardy can leave those bits around everywhere, and they just die out, and then she regenerates. Is she immortal? If she can just regenerate like that, is she immortal?
Honestly, I don't know. Okay, well, speaking of the lizard girl, though, why did Bakugo out of everybody gotta go so hard against her? Like, mind you, he just blasted
what was
the welding kid.
Yeah.
He blasted her, but with her, he did ass like out of nowhere and he did a whole Kamehameha setup
to her face. She got blown away.
I was like, damn, that's excessive. Like,
yeah. And like, I thought it was cool that he made grenades. That was also really sick. Like, that's like, it's cool to see him like think of his quirk abstractly, because like at the like you'd be like, oh, it's an explosion quirk. But like he's like harnessing his sweat to make grenades, to make utility like things for his teammates. And he's like, listen, if you get caught, like I'm gonna save you. But if I get caught, you come save me. So it was, I don't like him. Okay, I don't like him. But it was a good episode for him. Okay. All right. I can admit what it was a good episode for someone I don't like. I mean, besides that, I mean, I'm obviously very excited to see. Do you think so? Now 1B can't win. 1B can't win anymore now that they got smacked. So do you think?
I don't know. I feel like My Hero is gonna pull a whole other
this one's worth 2 points thing.
Oh yeah, kind of thing where like they're gonna probably lose. And then there's gonna be some type of little maybe caveat, because it's happened before. I mean, Deku is the main character, but he didn't come in first place. He didn't even come in the third place in the sports festival.
Yeah.
Or even just a lot of stuff. So I wouldn't bank off of Deku so much. I love him. He's my favorite character. I mean, I'm even wearing, if you guys can see, I'm
the silhouette,
trying to rep my character. But I
thought it was interesting that they're building their whole strategy around him. It feels like everyone's starting to respect his strength. It is a zero to hero story, and so now it's feeling like people are starting to think of him as that hero. Because I mean, it's Slime Girl, Uyaraka, and Mineta, which is a hilariously terrible team. But I think it was interesting that they're building around him, and then the other team is planning around him. And he's got his full cowling. I think it's like 20% now, 25%. He's saying, I'm good. I think they are going to do a thing where he's going to get connected again to the previous users of One for All through Shinso, most likely, I think. I mean, because they've been talking about it over and over and over again. So I think there's really no way that we avoid that. But I am very excited to see that battle. I think we're going to get to learn more about the One for All quirk through that connection. Yes. And so I'm stoked on that. And so I'm very excited for next week's. I feel like we said last week's episode was the best one we've seen thus far. I think next week has the potential to surpass that episode.
I definitely agree.
Yeah. All right, cool. That brings us to Jose. You watched a little bit more of MHA. You could say we're doing a little catching up with Jose. Even though, I mean, if we're being real, the real catch-up performance of the week this week was catching up with Castlevania. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, this man put on. I mean, he raised Netflix stocks 3 points for the amount of stuff he watched. All right, so tell us what you caught up with.
So I finally saw Deku training, getting a hold of himself. All Might, Mr. Vegeta Might. Vegeta Might trained
Vegeta Might. I'm sorry. Yes. What are you on, sir?
So he trained Deku. He's now ready to take the exams. The biggest takeaways that I'm getting, I really like the way that they introduced I forgot her name. Like the character that was really nice to him, that he's like, I talked to a girl for the first time.
Uyaraka.
Okay, yeah. So she seems really nice. Bakugo just keeps getting worse and worse in my book, bro.
Yes!
Why?
Yes, he's terrible.
Why you gotta be so annoying, bro? And then like when he like even in the episode before, which I didn't talk about like last time, when he's like in that alleyway with his two schmucks, and he's like literally telling Deku to go off himself. I'm like, yo, what?
Yeah, he's a bad guy.
What?
Bad guy.
I'm like, bro, who could ever like this character? Maybe he's like, maybe I like him. Maybe I'll like him later. Mizu. Maybe I'll like him later. I don't know.
Look, no, that's all general perspective. Now, granted, he is not my favorite character. But however, I will say that I can understand why there are a lot of people who do like him.
I guess.
Hey, at least like I like the confidence. Like we all like Han Solo. Yeah, people like Han Solo. People like people that are overly confident. People like Zuko. Like people like Azula. But I'm like, bro, you gotta take it off.
Like Azula.
People, I've found a lot of Azula fans. Like I'm like, yo, what?
No.
What? Are you like she's Harley Quinn in Avatar form? Like, or the Joker. The Joker.
No, now that we've brought Harley Quinn into the conversation. That's different. That's different.
True. Very true. Very true. But I like the way that Deku is going from zero to hero. They All Might has officially selected him as his successor for the One for All power, which I don't understand yet, obviously, because I'm still in.
Neither do we.
Stages.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, you're good.
They still haven't explained All for One in like 5 seasons.
Yeah. We're getting to it. We're like 2 episodes away. Yeah.
Right now, currently in the manga, they're doing a very good job. I can't wait for it to get animated, because they're definitely going in right now explaining how it works. So you'll definitely get it at one point when they animate it.
Yeah,
awesome. And then, like for example, I saw All Might explain why he has trouble transforming, which I don't know if he's gonna like have that issue.
Big old liver shot.
Yeah, so that kind of sucked for him. I got to see Deku actually test his own strength. He did that whole beach in less than like 2 days, which is like ridiculous. That was awesome.
A lot stronger than that, trust me.
Oh yeah, no, hey, I'm the Zero to Hero story is right up my alley. I'm already a Deku fan. I'm excited to see where this goes. My biggest takeaways are, I don't know if it goes this way all the way up to where you guys are, but it's another side of superheroes. Like not every superhero is perfect, right?
Yep.
Not every all of them have different motivations, and so all of them have different like skills. I found it really hilarious that after the little Venom goo muck type supervillain takes Bakugo, this once All Might punches him out of existence. One of the superheroes said, "Yo, you have a strong willpower. You should be my sidekick." I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, bro, this kid almost died, and you're asking him to be your sidekick because you want more money. That's you got a franchise. Straight up the boys, like straight up the boys type vibe. So I love that. But yeah, those are my big takeaways. I will be catching up a little bit faster with MHA now that like Castlevania's over. And then, bro, I'm telling you, as soon as I'm done like catching up with these, I'm going straight into the big 3, and I'm not looking back, because my previous self is excited that I finally get full access to all of this anime instead of just what?
Have you seen Hunter x Hunter?
I've seen parts of it, like just like other things. I've seen like specific arcs, because I know like my friends are talking about it, so it's like I gotta see it. But like for example, I watched a few of the like the first Hollow arc from Bleach. I saw that thing the entire way through. Yeah. But then I didn't see like the first half. So I'm like, how are you gonna know who Ichigo is?
You have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I gotta see all the big 3, but I'm leaving One Piece for the end. I'm not touching that beast. till they get like a Dragon Ball Z Kai version of it, I guess. Because I'm like, bro, I'm not sitting through fillers.
Give me half piece,
yes,
please.
give me half
quarter piece.
Give me half piece.
That's awesome.
And then hopefully by next week I'll have more MHA to talk about, and then we'll cover the Bad Batch at that point.
Yes. And so this week we're doing a little bit of a change up here. We are not going to be doing a manga with me, so we're going to be doing an anime recommendation with Nick, because I just started an anime, and listen, people have been telling me to watch it for a while now, but we haven't talked about it on the show because your resident seasonal anime watcher hasn't been on it. But I've been killing slimes for 300 years and I maxed out my level. Is an adorable isekai with like border. Okay, so like imagine Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, levels of cuteness. Wrap that in a very classic isekai. A woman works herself to death, and then she gets to live a leisurely life as a witch in a video game. Essentially, it's not a video game. It's like a fantasy world. And she spends 300 years killing slimes. That maxes out her level. And the story is she's trying to live this relaxed, solitary life, but people keep entering her lives, like dwarves keep entering Frodo's apartment. So, you know, she adopts a dragon and she adopts these 2 slime spirit twins, and people keep joining her. So if you are looking for an anime that is going to make you feel very warm and fuzzy inside, there's nothing like heavy about it. You're not going to have to worry about the plot. It's just cuteness and incredible isekai action. There's actually a couple of pretty fun fights, and I highly, highly recommend it. It's my feel-good anime right now because a lot of the anime of this season, pretty dark. 86 is Akame ga Kill with mechs. We are losing. Oh, God. I wanted to make my loser last week. People who thought that 86 wasn't going to be killing off characters, because every single week we are losing characters in 86. Vivian with Fluoride Eyes just had its best episode yet. The fight scene was bonkers. Tokyo Revengers, also incredible. Not that dark, but yes, if you're looking for a warm, fuzzy feeling to help you block out the darkness that is the rest of these seasonal anime, get on I've Been Killing Slimes for 300 years and I've maxed out my level. It's incredible. And since we were talking winners and losers, boys, do you mind if I start us off here?
Go ahead.
Yes,
Okay. So, you know what? This one's kind of out of left field here, but my winner for this week, Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder made a Netflix movie called Army of the Dead, and it is so much goddamn fun. It's so much fun. It's so essentially the premise is that the military made a zombie. The zombie gets out. The zombie runs into Las Vegas, and so it's all of Las Vegas gets infected and becomes zombies. And so they put a circle around it. But here's the thing about Las Vegas: there's a lot of money in there, and they contain it, and it's going to get nuked. So now Dave Bautista has been tasked to go break into a vault in a casino, and he has to fight through this swath of zombie armies, and it is such a fun zombie movie. There is a couple of plot holes, but that's okay because it's a fun zombie movie and it doesn't have to be completely sound. But yes, Zack Snyder making a nice, fun zombie movie. If it's on Netflix. If you guys are cooking dinner, you just want to cuddle up on the couch or something, watch it. It's a lot of fun, and it won't make you think too complex. There's going to be times where like, that could have been avoided, but that's okay. And then my other winner is Vlad and Lisa. They got what they deserved. Okay, Vlad, sure, he's the king of darkness and he killed lots of people, but he found love. And then humanity took that love away from him in the form of a witch trial. And so you know what? He fought back, all right? You know what he did was justified. They took his wife, all right? Burn that country down with Wallachia. But no, they wake up in a field, they lay in bed, they're going to travel. And that brought a tear to my eye because they deserve it. He is a tragic hero. He got reincarnated of none of his own volition, and now he's back. He's with Lisa, the love of his life. My loser of the week is also Zack Snyder, because there was a lot of plot holes in Army of the Dead, and I feel like people are going to thrash him for that. And they wouldn't be wrong, but it's not the perfect movie, but it's a lot of fun. All right, Jose, what do you got?
I have multiple, right? So I have 3 things. I actually have 2 things that we haven't covered this episode that are amazingly surprising, but also really, really cool. So first thing is we got some big news in the DC side of the comic superhero universe. So Robert Pattinson has signed a new deal with Warner Brothers. So he signed a new deal with Warner Brothers. They're speculating that that this is going to be so good that they need a sequel for it.
Already have a sequel signed on?
I'm like, I don't know. So that he does have.
I don't trust Warner Brothers.
They say that it's going to be groundbreaking filmmaking was what I heard this morning. Was going to be called like Matt Reeves' Batman. So I'm like, okay. You better not. I love Misu's face, like, really, Warner.
I'm ready to get hurt again.
I'm ready to get hurt again. The other big thing that I got is that but I love monster movies. I think we all love monster movies. Predator 5 was confirmed. And
wasn't the last Predator they were looking for a boy with autism because his brain was wired differently? That was that one, right? And there was an alpha predator.
Yeah, right? it was the 2018 the Predator was like it was
I watched it on a plane and I was like, it got me through the flight. That was the level of movie it was.
Well, they got the director of 10 Cloverfield Lane, Dan Trachtenberg. I liked 10 Cloverfield Lane, so I also liked 10 Cloverfield Lane. He's confirmed as the director for the what's it called? For the Predator 5, and they have the girl from what's it called? I forgot. I don't know. I know that they have. I know that they have like the one of the girl from Legion. I think I don't know what her name is. The girl from Legion is being cast as one of the main characters. So those two are like my big ones. And the other big winner,
Aubrey Plaza?
Finally, the girl, not Aubrey. She looks like Aubrey, but I don't remember. But the thing is that I don't remember her name. But the finally, after many a episode of us talking about how video games get shafted in every single medium, Castlevania, baby, what an amazing show!
Yes,
finally a good adaptation. Isaac is the GOAT, trailblazing in every sense of the word. Do not give Warner Brothers the rights to any more video games. That's all I have to say for losers.
Yes.
For losers of the week. Oof. It'll have to be my inner child if this Spider-Man news does not come to fruition. Because I've been hyped all of this week since they announced that the Eternals trailer was coming up, and when they announced that VFX news,
we gotta see that movie together.
I want to be there. I want to be there when it breaks. I want to see it. And then like I don't want the excitement to blind me from the fact that the movie making business is still a business. And they will try to milk what they can, knowing that they can sell toys and stuff like that. So I will keep myself sane, knowing that at least some of the web slinging from the Sam Raimi trilogy is going to be in there. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay. Mizu, what do you got?
Oh, I think Mizu might having technical problems because he was disconnected a little bit.
Oh yeah, he froze there.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see if he can come back.
There he is. Mizu,
you back,
what do you
baby?
got?
Okay, cool. I'm here. So my winners will have to be overall just Castlevania and the studio that produced it, because such of a success. Now we have possibly more other video game adaptations coming soon.
Yeah.
So of course, I mean, another one again, Isaac, the best well-developed character,
very well written
throughout the entire show. Again, there's no
debate. An Isaac spinoff. If we're talking spinoffs, give us an Isaac spinoff. The story's not done.
The only thing that I think that kind of made me bittersweet about the ending is that, granted, everything went down and it was, happy. However, I wanted to see what else Isaac was doing, and I thought they were going to do another season because I felt like how they set it up. In a way, I thought Isaac was going to be maybe kind of maybe another villain for maybe if they did do a season 5.
Think so? Because like
possibly,
now he has Carmilla's.
I can see that.
He has Carmilla's agency. He has her area on top of what he has. He has a Night Beast army. That's not a bad take. I could definitely see it like him being like, I'm gonna bring peace through destruction, like that kind of thing.
Definitely.
That'd be awesome. Any losers?
Well, my losers will have to be again, team like class 1B.
I was gonna say Lizardy. Why did I forget Lizardy?
That was just a disrespectful match. Like
yeah.
the quickest, and it's so sad because it was the quickest match out of all the episodes. They finished that in one episode. Because as we were talking earlier, they do these matches in 2 episodes, and Bakugo's team finished that in 1.
Yeah, half an episode. The rest, I mean, I thought it was really cool how All Might was like, I forget what he said. He's like, I got chills, and all that. Like that was really cool. Like that moment of acknowledgement, because like they worked him. That was 4-0. That was a clean sweep. Like he was like, I want no one to get hurt. I want no one to get caught. We're going to work them. And we're going to get out because we're better than them. And they were better than them. Yeah, they were better than them that day. All right, cool. Anything else? All right, cool, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to do it for us. We appreciate you listening to this week's episode of the Weeb Weekly. We hope you enjoyed it. Little mini trailer mania, Castlevania, any other thing with Ania at the end of it. We have been Nixie Comedy, NC Hammer 23 on YouTube, NC Hammer 23 on Twitch, and Jose.
I'm Tropical Joe on TikTok, Tropical Joe everywhere else, or I'm whatever. Put Tropical Joe after it, and you will find me. Mizu, take us home.
I'm Mizu Shogun on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Definitely, if you haven't checked it out, definitely check out the trailers. Definitely give Castlevania a try.
Yes.
Definitely give all the anime recommendations that Nick suggested. Unfortunately, I couldn't give you a manga. The reason why is because I've been caught up on the mangas that I've been telling you guys for the other weeks, and they just been catching my attention. I didn't have time to read other ones right now.
He's a man of, listen, you can only read so many things in 1 week, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, you know what I always say? Leave a 5-star review. Leave a 4-star review if you hate us. And listen, guys, we are soon going to be generating ad revenue, which means you're going to hear us reading for things like Manscaped, things like Purple, I don't know, other things that podcasts read for, which means, guys, if you could do us the unique pleasure of downloading this podcast, because that is how ad revenue is generated. Even if you listen, you're like, I don't need this offline. Hit download. Undownload it right after. It doesn't matter to us. But guys, we will see you next week. But until then,